What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and today we're going to be doing a reading for all my fellow Scorpio sun signs. That's right, if you were born between the dates of October 23rd and November 21st like me, then you are a Scorpio sun sign and this reading is for you. Today we're going to be using the Llewellyn Tarot to ask how Scorpios can make forward progress in their lives. This is a general reading that will talk about your emotions, your thoughts, and your actions that are kind of sabotaging your forward progress. If you want a more specific reading tailored especially just for you, then head on over to my Etsy shop and we can do a spread just for you and tap into your specific energies. But yes, this is going to be an overview, and we're going to ask the cards the question: how can Scorpios, sun signs, make forward progress in their lives? So allow me to shuffle and get centered and deal the cards out. Alright, here we go. Let me cut the deck. This is an 8-card spread. Alright, let me get an overview here. We got some major arcana, actually quite a bit of major arcana. I got a couple of court cards. Very interesting, guys. I think there's big things happening in our lives right now, Scorpios, and we may not be in total control of what's happening. It may feel like a whirlwind going on right now. So let's take a look at the cards more closely and see what they have to tell us. This first card here represents where you are now. We've got the Six of Wands. I'm getting the feeling that Scorpios, more so than usual, people are starting to look up to you. People are starting to look to you for leadership. They're starting to admire what you do. And at this time, a lot of people are looking to you for answers and for leadership and for just, friendship and camaraderie. Basically, Scorpios, we kind of do things a little bit differently. So it's not hard for people to look at us and see that we're either way crazy, doing crazy things, or we got our heads on straight and we need to be followed. So I'm getting the sense that a lot of you are feeling kind of thrust into leadership positions, even if you don't want to be. I think a lot of us have people looking up to us right now. So yeah, that's an interesting card to get right now. I feel that too in my life a little bit. This card here represents emotions sabotaging progress. We've got the Knight of Cups. This card speaks to just charging in with your emotions, not being so aware and cognizant of why you're having them or what kind of effect they're having on people. Just like feeling emotions full force and just not worrying about any consequences or where they're coming from or what they're doing. So I'm getting the feeling here that that sort of thing, being kind of unconscious of how we express our emotions, is kind of sabotaging our forward progress, because Scorpios, we are emotional people, and if we're not thinking about our impact on others, then we can be kind of the traditional scorpion and kind of have a bite, a sting to us. So I think this card is telling us that right now, one thing emotionally that's sabotaging our progress is just charging in with our emotions and not being so aware of them. This card here represents how to change emotions to make forward progress. We've got the High Priestess. Okay. So this card is telling us that in order to wrangle in those emotions, we're going to have to get introspective. We're going to have to turn inwards and really meditate and really feel our emotions and sit with our emotions and try to figure out what they're saying to us before we just, spray it everywhere. You know what I'm talking about? Before we act out emotionally. Having more control of our emotions will come from meditation, will come from self-reflection and internal reflection. So that's what this card is asking us to do. It's asking you to turn inward, and only through the turning inward can you not only analyze your emotion, but you'll understand what it's for, why you're having it, and what you can do to minimize the impact on others. Sort of the vibe I'm getting from that. All right, here we go with thoughts that are sabotaging our progress. We've got the Hanged Man. All right, so I'm getting the feeling that Scorpio, something that's the thoughts that are in our way are the thoughts of idleness. And I think you'll know what I mean when I say, oh, it's not the right time right now. I don't think I'm ready for that. I'll just wait for the next, I'll wait 6 months to do that. And so I think our thoughts are a lot of our thoughts are kind of lingering on procrastination. And just not doing anything with them. And I think that's hurting us. There's only so much time in this world. And if you're not constantly moving, then you're kind of stagnated. Not kind of, you are stagnated. And that's kind of what the gist I'm getting from this. So do you have an idea right now that you want to implement? And are you doing anything to implement it? Ask yourself that question, because that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this card, that our thoughts are kind of in a limbo right now, in a stasis. And in order to get out of that stasis, we're going to have to, let's check it out. This card represents how to change thoughts to make progress. We've got the Knight of Wands. Okay, so the Knight of Wands is a guy who charges in. He doesn't take any time to think about anything. He doesn't take any time to, ask himself, do I feel this is right? He just goes. And so I think this card is telling us, Scorpios, that if you have an idea, if you feel your thought bogging down towards procrastination, towards idleness, then it's time to kickstart that thing. Get your spurs into that horse belly. Is that a metaphor? I don't know. It should be. Light that fire under your butt and get moving and start action. Action is what needs to be done. So instead of thoughts of idleness, think thoughts of action. Instead of saying, oh, I'm not ready for that at this time, say, what do I need to do to get that thing done now? Right? Those are the kind of thoughts that we need to start having, Scorpio, so that we can get more action into this world and really put ourselves out there into this world and be a part of it, This card here represents actions sabotaging our progress. And I'm getting the same thing. Not only are our thoughts kind of stagnated, I'm getting that our actions are kind of stagnated. We're kind of holding on to what we already have rather than going out and getting what we want. Does that make sense? It's kind of complacency is the word I'm really looking for. Complacency with what we have, just holding on too tight to it and not putting in the action, putting in the work that's going to be required to expand. Yes, I'm feeling this very strongly, in fact, that a lot of us are just kind of complacent with where we are. We're happy where we are. We don't want to expand. We don't want to move forward. And that goes along with our thoughts, right? Our thoughts are on kind of staying here. And even if this isn't the forefront of your mind, ask yourself, is this my subconscious as well? Because thinking about this as it applies to me, like maybe my mind, my ego mind is ready to do action, but subconsciously, like deep down, I'm feeling like, yeah, that's whatever. We'll just stay here for a while, see where this goes. But no, in order to, that's sabotaging us, right? That's kind of sabotaging our forward movement. So this card represents how to change actions to make progress. We've got the Strength card. And if this doesn't say it all, come on. Find that inner strength to get that horse moving, right? I see horses as a definite theme. Look at all these horses here. So I think, Scorpios, we're going to need some movement. We don't have a lot of movement right now. And in order to get that movement, you're going to have to dig deep. You're going to have to figure out what you're made of and really kick a tire and light some fires. Yeah, find that strength inside of you that's going to not be so worried about the outcome, not be so worried about the challenges, and just go get it. Go get it. Yeah, the Strength card is really very strong here. I'm getting the sense that we need to take some action, Scorpios. No more sitting on the sidelines. No more, trying to just be happy where we are. Of course, you should be happy where you are, but you should also have a plan and a vision for the future as well. All right. This last card is where you will be after you make the changes detailed in this spread, and we have Temperance. Temperance is even. It's balanced. It's a harmonious mixing of different elements, and I think that's definitely. I mean, we're water signs, and this Temperance card, she's deep underwater. So I think this is saying that we're going to be a higher, more advanced version of ourselves. If we can make these changes, we're going to be in a position to really be expressive and creative and really take this leadership role to a new level, right? We're scratching the surface of our abilities at this time. So if we can make these changes, I think we'll be a more full spectrum human. We'll be more in touch with ourselves. We'll be more emotional. We'll be more willing to take action, and more people will look up to us and see us as bastions of hope and light. And so, yeah, that's a very good omen. We got to make these changes, guys. So let me give you an overview and see what we learned here today. So right now I'm getting the sense that a lot of us are feeling like we're in a leadership position, or at least people are looking up to us and seeing us as some sort of source for leadership. And yeah, definitely. Okay, and so as far as our emotions, we're kind of not very conscious about what we're doing. We're just kind of feeling our emotions and letting it take us wherever. This card is asking us to go deeper inside and really spend time with your emotions. If you feel like anger for some reason, rather than lashing out at that thing that caused the anger, do a meditation, or at least calm yourself and ask yourself, why am I angry about that? And 99 times out of 100, it's not because of the person or the thing that you're angry about. It's always something else. It's always something. It's always about you. So in order to figure that out, you're going to have to meditate. You're going to have to go in there and do the hard shadow work to figure out what is causing that negative emotion to come out. So don't lash out at other people, guys. The cause, if you hate somebody, it's because you hate something within yourself. Think about that. All right. Thoughts sabotaging your progress. We've got thoughts of idleness. We're just sitting around. We're not necessarily sitting around, but our thoughts are kind of idle right now. They're kind of in place. We're not really thinking outside the box. Okay, we're kind of just happy with where we are, and we're just going through the motions and doing what we do. But this card is asking us to just gallop into the sunset. Start doing stuff. Start getting outside of that box and trying to challenge yourself in new and different ways that are going to challenge your way of thinking. And once you challenge your way of thinking, suddenly new opportunities pop up. So yes, let's get out of our comfort zone, so to speak. This card here is telling us that our actions are in the same place. We're kind of just sitting where we're at, happy to be where we are, glad that we have what we have, and that's a great energy. That's a great vibration to hold. But we also have to expand and really come into our own and figure out what we're capable of. And you can only do that by finding that inner strength and finding that will to try something new and push the boundaries of what you thought were possible. And that's we all have that strength within us. We just have to find it. Now, if we make all these changes, then we're going to be a higher elevation, a higher evolution of Scorpios, and we're going to be more in touch with our emotions and less likely to hurt people because of them. We're going to be more ready to take action, inspired action that's going to make change in this world. We're going to be better leaders, and we're just going to expand our boundaries. So only good things can come of this. I hope you guys realize that and how much potential you have. So that is the overall reading for Scorpios and how they can make forward progress in the next month or so. Again, this is a general reading. If you want a more specific reading tailored to your energies where I tap into you, then head on over to my Etsy store, and everything is half off for the month of April if you use promo code FriendsandFam50, which is you. So yeah, I can tap into your specific energies and do a reading just for you. I mean, this is a general reading, but I hope you did get something out of it. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. I'm going to come out with them pretty regularly. So leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy taroting. Peace.